Best case scenario for the Rockets, worst case scenario for the Warriors. The Rockets had a series up at 1 apiece, defeating the Warriors 109-94. And when I said off the top that this was the worst case scenario for the Warriors and the best case scenario for the Rockets, I meant it. The Rockets went from having literally no one except for Alper and Şengün be a force on the offensive end in Game 1, and now everyone wants to join in, and they all clicked at the right time. And the man I want to highlight is Jalen Green, because in Game 1, that was one of the worst player performances I've seen throughout the small sample size of a playoff run so far, and he bounced back in the biggest way you can. 38 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 13 for 25 from the field, hitting 8 out of 18 threes. Jalen Green was the offensive force from the perimeter that the Rockets have been lacking, the Rockets have been needing. And we saw all the best things about Jalen Green in this one. The three-point shooting, which can be streaky, but he was better in the second half of the year. And we saw that killer athleticism, getting the turnovers, turning into fast break points. The athleticism was all there with Jalen Green. And this wasn't just a great Rockets players game. This was a fantastic coach game. And I am going to talk about the Jimmy Butler injury shortly, but Ime Udoka put on a masterclass here. Empowering his players, getting them open looks from 3. They actually were competitive from 3 with the Warriors. Warriors at 17, the Rockets actually hit 15. And that led to so many guys getting involved. 16 for Dylan Brooks, 14 for Jabari Smith, 11 from Amen Thompson, 17, 15, and 7 from Şengün. And it wasn't just making sure that everyone got involved. It was the fact that there were times throughout this game, and mainly the third quarter, where the Rockets were starting to give up the lead, the Warriors were getting back in it, and Ime Udoka calls a timeout, and he completely flips the script. And I think he did this in the fourth quarter as well. But yeah, did great defensive masterclass from Ime Udoka, but he also empowered his team to do well offensively, which is great. But now let's talk about the Warriors, because they came into this game looking great defensively, getting Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler involved. Then in the first quarter, Jimmy Butler hurt his pelvis. Some people call it a dirty play. Some people say that Draymond Green pushed him. I just think there was a bunch of people in the paint at once, and Amen was trying to grab for a rebound and just tripped over the 2 guys. But it looked like it hurt. Jimmy Butler got taken back to the locker room, and he was ruled out for this game. He's going to have an MRI tomorrow. And look, the Warriors tried to bounce back. Steph Curry didn't have a great game, but he was still hitting his threes. Moses Moody hit a couple threes. Jonathan Kuminga, they dusted up and half him, shot a couple threes. Quinn Post tried to get him back in this game. And honestly, this reminded me of the pre-Jimmy Butler Golden State Warriors, where they could only be effective with Steph Curry on the court. And the minute he goes off, their offense just completely falls apart. And that's why he brought Jimmy Butler, to relieve some of the on-ball duties of Steph Curry, and that's missing. Shout out to Rockets for finally finding their defensive flow and just getting Jalen Green involved. But man, this game was fun. There was that point in the second quarter where it was just 3 after 3 after 3. I think it was like 6 straight. But the Rockets pulled a great win. Hopefully this isn't serious for Jimmy, even though it looked bad. I'm with you, Warriors fans. I'm crossing my fingers, hoping it's nothing too bad.